What's up guys? Zach here, back with another video. This is my first one of 2021 and I have made a few changes to my home studio setup here. If you see me looking up every once in a while, I got an Atomos Shinobi recorder. So this is the first time that I've actually been able to see myself when I'm recording myself with this camera. So it's a little bit hard not to look up and check the framing, but it's made a huge difference in the way that I'm able to set up the shot, frame the shot, make sure that I'm actually in focus, in frame while I'm doing these things. And I've also finally gotten some external lighting. I should look a little bit different for these, so we're trying out a few new different things here. Hopefully the production value is going up for these videos moving forwards in 2021, so I'm excited about that, but that is not what I'm here to talk about today. So over the course of the past week and for New Year's Eve, I was lucky enough to get to spend the week down at the beach house. So I decided that it would be the perfect time to finally bring the Blackmagic and get some run and gun shots in a situation where I'm not able to sort of control the lighting, have an external power source. It was the first time I had really set up my run and gun rig to film in unpredictable lighting situations on the beach at sunrise. And I will say I was really impressed. Frankly, I was blown away with how easy this camera is to use, even when you build it out with a cage and turn it into a small rig. We were out there for about an hour and a half, and I was really able to get some awesome shots without getting my arms tired. I was able to keep it stable. I didn't even use a gimbal. All of it was handheld with a Canon lens with internal image stabilization, but I think it came out pretty good for, not having to balance it on a gimbal, sort of spur of the moment, just go down to the beach, bring the camera and see what I could get. And, the reason that I got this camera, and this just reaffirmed it for me, is just, it puts out such a cinematic image. Just the way that these shots make you feel are just, you can't replicate it with the sort of more digital look that you get with a lot of the mirrorless cameras. And especially having just used the Sony a7S III for one of my previous videos, I'll link that up here, about a week and a half before going to the beach, I had familiarized myself with that camera in a run and gun shooting situation. And then, turning around and immediately using the BMPCC 6K, it really gave me the opportunity to compare them back to back. And, while I absolutely love the Sony, I'm blown away by the Sony, and I plan to add that camera to my repertoire, this definitely reaffirmed, my decision to get the Blackmagic, because I just love the image that it creates. And I'm gonna jump into Davinci Resolve here. I'll throw up some of my color grades that I did and show what it looked like out of camera, before the color grade. And, just the flexibility that you have with this camera in terms of the dynamic range and just working with the Blackmagic RAW codec, you just have such a range of options when it comes to the color grade. I initially started off with something a little bit more natural looking, and then I decided I wanted to make it, really bump up the yellows, bump up the warmth of the shot to give it almost a dreamlike type of look to the shots. And it really was amazing how drastically different the entire way the film looks, the way the film makes you feel, is completely changed just by, adjusting some settings within Davinci Resolve. Such an incredibly powerful program, and paired with the B-RAW codec, it makes for some really, really enjoyable workflow with this camera. So, my goal throughout 2021 here is to be putting out a video a week, and I love doing those more narrative style stories where I'm talking a lot about, and more recently it's been motorcycles, and is and still will, remain to be a big topic on this channel. I just would love, after having used this camera to, for that type of shoot, I would love to just continue to make some cinematic short films with this camera. And, as I get more comfortable with it, I'll be, updating, my experience, living with this camera, my review of this camera, and, everything that I do in terms of my tips, my tricks, what I'm doing for color grading, how my editing workflow goes, what additions, what other add-ons that I buy for this camera. I'll be doing reviews and talking about each of those things. I'm going to be fully transparent about my experience using this camera, and we can sort of grow together with the BMPCC 6K. You know, it's going to be an awesome year. I'm doing big things on this channel, and I want to take this time to thank all of you guys for all of the support over the course of the past couple months here. You know, I had my first video hit 1,000 views this past week, which is a huge milestone for me. It was a goal I had set for myself. And, you know, consequently, that a different video actually busted the 2,000 view barrier and is closing in on 3,000 as we speak. So thank you guys so much. I'm really glad that a lot of you are liking this content. And if you are new to this channel, or if you've been watching my videos and you haven't already, like and subscribe. It does a huge amount of help for me, for the channel. This is why I do it. I love making these videos. I love sharing my content with the world. And you know, the more of you guys that are enjoying the stuff that I do, you know, it just keeps me going and keeps me motivated. Having said that, if there are some ideas and there's some content that you want to see me do, you know, I read and I reply to as many comments as I can. So, you know, comment below some of the ideas, some of the things you'd like to see me shoot. If you have any questions about the camera, my setup, I'll be doing a review of my specific rig of this camera in the next few weeks here. But in the meantime, if you have questions, drop them below. But 2021 is here. It's gonna be a great year. I did not intend to rhyme that, but that works. 2021 is here. It's gonna be a great year. Stick around, keep a lookout. That's it for me this week, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks.